Hi everyone, welcome to the Awkward Girls Face Reality podcast. I'm Jen from Jedits.
Hello, I'm Alyssa from Aliokai.
And welcome to our first episode. We're both very new to this type of concept, even though we've listened to several podcasts before. But
it's weird to do it yourself because you have to get into a conversation with someone, and in the back of your mind, someone else is going to be listening. So it's just weird.
I don't know if it's weird. It's rather. I think once you can get into a conversation, you could just really get into it,
and then just kind of forget you're in a podcast or just talking.
Exactly. Anyways, the focus of today's podcast is going to be kind of like anime introductions, and as to like how did me and Alyssa get into anime. So
we wanted this podcast to be more anime centric, but it honestly could be anything since we purposely made the the title very ambiguous, which is Awkward Girls Face Reality, which it could be really about anything, but like me and Jenny have a really an interest in anime, so that's just a good topic starter, I guess. So it's a good way to get into things.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, I'm really down to talk about anything. Like, even, about, the class of 2021's, school situation.
Oh, yeah, live.
Do you want to talk about that, actually? Or do you want to save it for another time?
I think that's a good topic in itself. That's just a whole episode for us.
Yeah. Okay, maybe next time. But for now, we're just going to focus on very chill things. So... anyways, for me personally, how did I get into anime? It just kind of happened. Well, but there's a little bit of story to it, essentially.
Yeah.
In 7th grade, there's this field trip we get to go to. And when we were, those classic field trips, every single year the school has, right? Mm-hmm. And on the way back home from the field trip, we were coming back, and I see these two girls arguing who's better, Natsu or Gray from Fairy Tail.
Oh my god. And
I'm like, what? Who the heck are these people, right? So I'm like, wait, what are you guys talking about? They're like, Fairy Tail, duh. And so they hook me up with anime to watch. I go home. I look it up on YouTube. Couldn't find it because it was okay, I don't know about you, but I can't watch those free episodes of anime on YouTube. You know, the kinds that are really speed up or how the voice is really high pitched.
I cannot watch that at all.
It
just ruins the experience.
Yeah,
I have to go somewhere else.
It completely ruins the experience. I can't. So
it's
I couldn't
very
watch
small screen, and they have to alter the audio because of copyright reasons. Yeah. And you're just no, I'm not gonna watch this.
Instead, I found this anime called Baka and Test, Baka and Summons Test, something like that. Mm-hmm. It's the concept is, I don't remember it because I haven't even finished the show, but the concept was, it was about this school whose hierarchy was based off how well you did on the entrance exam when you get into the school, right? Mm-hmm. And based on that, you would go to classes A through D, D being the worst, and
Why
A
does
being
it sound familiar?
It's I'm pretty sure it's similar to Classroom of the Elite and Assassination Classroom.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's where that came from.
And yeah, it's a pretty similar concept. But the only thing is, in this anime, you have this character of yourself in this RPG class, and based on how well you did on your tests or whatever, that's how strong they would be, and your little RPG characters could fight other RPG characters. It was, I don't know, I could be completely wrong, but that's what I remember because it was several years ago. Anyways, I really enjoyed it, and then I just got into anime ever since. I found whatever I could and used websites. I don't know if it's safe to mention the websites.
I think we all know it's fine. Kiss Anime, actually Kiss Anime kind of sucks. I don't want to look.
Oh, we gotta bleep that out. We gotta bleep. I don't know. We want to get in trouble.
Can you? I don't know. Who cares? I mean, everyone knows what they are. Why does it matter? True. Anyways, there's some great.
But we won't get a sponsorship from Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll. We're new. Why are we expecting this, guy?
Yeah,
Jenny, the expectations are too high right now. Calm down.
Anyways, ever since then, I never really talked to those girls again about anime. I just slowly became an indoor closet weeb.
Ooh, Sad.
So in middle school, I actually had 2 separate groups of friends. What I like to call the normies and the degenerates.
Oh my god.
No, I mean, I put it in a really harsh way. No. Like, it was just my friends who didn't quite understand, like, the online world / yeah. And then my other group of friends who did understand the online world. So that's what I meant by it. Anyways, I would sometimes talk to them, but they themselves weren't really into anime at the time. So it was just kind of me rambling by myself. Ooh. So, yeah, that's my anime backstory. What about you, Alyssa?
So sad you had to fall into that, like, category. you really live in that life with, like, every typical weeb, I would assume, just has that.
I did join anime club, though. I did
really? Oh my god.
No, but it was actually a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow, I always hear bad experiences about that.
Yeah, I had a solid experience with anime club. I attended anime club in 7th grade, but I think I got too embarrassed or something by me attending. But I remember in 8th grade, I attended, like, I didn't go to the first half, but I went to every single other club meeting in the second semester. So.
Okay. I don't even think my middle school had an anime. It probably didn't. I never knew about it because I didn't really. I gave 2 craps about anything. It was 7th grade. I was chilling. Okay, for me, from every recall experience, mine's a lot more interesting than Jenny's, by the way. Yeah. I went through a denial phase for a lot of things. Okay, first thing I could ever recall about anime was probably when I was like 8 or 9, and it's always on YouTube, of course. And like, I guess maybe I just never realized it, but I always like gravitated towards more like anime type of things without even realizing it. And now that I look back at it, it was really weird because I remember watching, I think it was on YouTube, like fragmented parts of Sailor Moon Crystal, not the original one, but the revamped version of that.
Yeah, that one
on YouTube. And I remember watching this and being like, I was like,
it's like your soul crying out, please, I just want to watch anime, please.
Yeah, but I was but I was in a denial phase. So I was just like, nah, this too nerdy, this too gross. Why am I here? Because like, bad impressions and all. So I was like, I watched a few parts, and then I was like, I'm never touching this medium again. How dare I watch Sailor Moon?
Oh my goodness.
Get this stuff away from me. But okay, that was like around, I don't know how old I was, but I remember being in my room and like having a laptop, and it was like the middle of the night. It felt so scandalous for some reason, but it was just YouTube. And then I never touched it again. And then, let me think. So going to middle school, 6th grade, did not touch anime at all, but I was into, which I also think does really help with me getting into anime, which was, Aphmau and all that stuff. And you know how she does kind of, like, at the very beginning, did kind of play into anime tropes, or she would mention types of things. Or, like, the fan art, I guess, was more anime-esque. And so I was just, I gravitated towards that type of stuff, but I didn't want to accept it at the very beginning. So 7th grade comes rolling around. I'm still in a pretty big denial phase. I got into Undertale, but I was like, Undertale isn't anime. That's a video game.
Oh my goodness. She got into Undertale, but she actually never played the game, ladies and gentlemen.
I got into Undertale and watched someone else play the game, and then I personally played it. But like, it was no surprise. It was, we'll talk about that later. But anyways, I just remember going over to a sleepover at my friend's house, and they're like, do you want to watch anime? And I was like, okay.
No, that's sinful. That's so shameful.
How dare you suggest that? I was like hesitant because I was like, okay, I guess. I mean, I'm open to the idea. And so they put on Your Lie in April. And I remember, oh wow, I was so mean. I made fun of the art style. Why did I do that? Like, I said the eyes were freaky.
Wait, what the fuck? It's such a pretty anime though. Like, it's
now that I look back at it, it's such a pretty anime. But before, I was so new. I'm just like, what the frick is this?
Goodness.
What am I looking at?
Oh my goodness.
And they're like, okay, both of them are watching Your Lie in April, and they're like already seen it, and I was like, okay. and it was more of like since I already know what happens at the end, so it kind of sucks that I can't really watch it without, because I feel like the beauty of Your Lie in April is like you don't know what happens at the end, and it's like heartbreaking, but I already know, so it's like why should I watch it when I already know? Anyways, they decided, okay, she doesn't really seem it's very into this, so let's put on a different anime. So they go back to like Netflix, I think it was, and then they put on Fairy Tail.
Oh, here we go.
Fairy Tales. Oh my god, why is Fairy Tail a gateway for a lot of things? I hate it here.
It was the gateway for both of us.
It was the gateway. They put on Fairy Tail, and I got very into Fairy Tail, and yeah.
I think there has to have been some point where
wait, I just remembered a crucial detail. Before I got into Fairy Tail, because I watched like maybe a few episodes of Fairy Tail at that, I remember we
had a huge argument. Like, not argument, we like peer pressured Alyssa into like, you should just, actually watch anime,
Yeah, at this point, me and Jenny were already friends and all, so, and I was just saying how much I hate anime and I'll never get into it. Never, not at all, not in my life. Denial. And they were like, yeah, watch in a few years, you're gonna be into it, and they were right.
And then, look at this. We're like the Oracle over here.
I just remember watching, because I think this was at the part where Enox was, we have a whole friend group, which we can get into with the whole creation of that, but a friend group, like, back in 7th grade when we were, like, 12, Enox was making his Danganronpa series. He wanted to make it, and he wanted me to voice act for one of the characters, and he didn't really know how to explain it. So he was like, Alyssa, go watch the anime, and I was like, okay. So that was technically the first anime I watched.
Wow.
Technically.
I don't know how I feel about that. That's
okay. Salem and Crystal, but that's the very beginning, and then technically second with Danganronpa, then it was Fairy Tail.
Okay, wait. What should we classify as like first anime? Like something you finished watching, or like literally the first ever anime-esque show you ever laid your eyes upon?
I think I guess maybe more the gateway to like made you want to watch more.
Yeah, so probably an anime series you actually finished.
So I guess that would be Danganronpa, because I finished the first season of that.
And for me, that'd be Carnival. Which, by the way, like literally no one knows about this show, and I have such like huge feelings towards this show. Oh my goodness!
I remember you made me watch that one time. Anyways, but yeah, Danganronpa. I finished the first season of the anime of that, and I was like, oh, I mean, I guess Danganronpa is really not a gateway series for anything. I don't know how.
No, it's really a really weird starter anime choice.
Oh my god, I don't know how I started off with that, but I think it was Fairy Tail that drew me in more. Mm-hmm. So I like watched Danganronpa and I was like, and then Fairy Tail. I was like, oh my god, why was it Fairy Tail out of all the things?
No, okay, you know what? We can give Fairy Tail this shit all we want. But as a middle schooler, bro,
that thing was like the best thing ever.
That was oh my goodness, that was like the best thing ever. Like, sure, the story might not make sense and it's catered towards fan service, but it's just like such a magical world that you just can't help but just want to like watch every single episode of.
When you're 12 and Fairy Tail's the first thing you see, everything's new to you, so it's a good way to get into it, I guess. Yeah. Everything's so new and mystical that you really don't know what to expect when it's like one of your first. And so it's good when you don't have expectations.
I think also, I think when you're getting into anime, it really depends how old you are, because the older you are, the more expecting of a better storyline, right?
Yeah.
So I think in middle school, if you're a middle schooler, I highly recommend getting into Fairy Tail.
Fairy Tail's a good gateway, even though it has a lot of fan service. It gets you. What is it? I feel like it like preps you for the rest.
Yeah, essentially, and you also kind of get used to it. You
know?
Like you're gonna get used to the fan. I mean, I'm not person who enjoys it, but in Fairy Tail they don't I mean, do they shove it in your face? I don't think so.
It's more than they now that I think about it, they kind of do, but like you get used to it, so like you don't expect anymore, or like when you see in other animes you already expected and it's not as surprising, I guess.
Whereas then it's like an adult and you're trying to get into anime, I think even though it's cliche, My Hero is a good one, because it's a solid. I think My Hero is a solid all-around starter anime.
My Hero is definitely a good solid one to start off with.
Attack on Titan 2 is also a good starter one.
Oh.
By end of episode 1, you're hooked.
Yeah. I do think Attack on Titan is a little bit more extreme than My Hero.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily recommend Attack on Titan for like middle schoolers. I would say like freshmen, 8th grade, maybe 8th grade max for how low you can go in terms of age. If you're into like really cool action scenes, but like, you know, you can handle blood and another, that's just a good series for you. But if you can't handle blood, you can't handle human anatomy, don't watch that show.
There's a lot going on in that show. I just barely watched it this year because I don't know why. It's the more popular ones that I just like take forever to watch on.
I watched the first 2 seasons, but I completely forgot what happened because of how long it takes to make the show. So at this point, I'm just waiting for the whole series to be animated, then I'm going to rewatch everything.
You know, my friend Carol, she has been a long time series of the fan of Attack on Titan since like, I guess like 2015, because I remember her talking about it in 8th grade. And because I was at the time, I was barely getting into anime, so she was really into anime, so she had already a bunch of recommendations. And I was like, Carol, what should I watch? And she's like, bro, you have to watch Attack on Titan. And I was like, I've heard that one, but I'm not really interested.
Yeah.
And so I just kept prolonging it for so many years until quarantine of 2020. I was like, fine, I'll watch it. I'll give it a go.
Oh my goodness.
And, you know, that put me down a whole rabbit hole of watching all 3 seasons, then going down reading the manga, and I was, like, mind blown and, like,
Wait,
brain
the
fried.
manga's over, right?
No, it's still going. I think it's like, at the very, like, final arc, though, so it's about to end.
Okay, I see. Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna probably wait till probably 2022 by the time this anime finishes. So.
Oh, yeah, that maybe. It might even be longer just because...
Yeah, it might even be longer. I'll be in my 30s by the time.
We'll be in our 30s by the time.
I get to finally watch the anime. I might even forget about it. Yeah, that's both me and Alyssa's background into watching anime. The indoor closet weeb and the person who got really lucky and had friends to talk about anime.
Oh, yeah. I mean, mine and Jenny's experience is so different because, like, I've always had people who around me who've, like, really enjoyed it. And then there's, like, I never really had anyone who cap on me. Like, of course, from all stereotypes I see, I always felt like I needed to hide it more. But, like, every time I always talked about it, people were really interested. And I, like, have a bunch of friends who watch anime now.
Lucky you. For me, if I were to mention anime to just any kid in my school, it would be social suicide. So, from a very young age, I had to develop 2 essentially different personalities. My indoor closet weeb video gaming nerd and the really... I was going to say something really rude to myself. There's the really basic fucking average little girl you can imagine. Like, oh yeah, I love Monster High.
Lovely.
Oh my, literally. So I, from a very young age, have been training my skills as to how to speak in public without mentioning anime.
Wow. Go you. You're living the life.
Yeah.
Love that.
Not really. Not really. I basically have a secret hidden identity, Lamau.
You're, like, talking like it's a double life. I felt like that was more towards my YouTube side, that I felt like I had a double life.
Oh, that too. That shit I kept secret for a bit. And then I realized, like, what's the point? No one's gonna watch my stuff anyway, so might as well just share with my friends. My friends can at least watch.
I was just embarrassed for the type of content I made.
Yeah, Minecraft roleplays aren't necessarily that respectable.
It's Minecraft, and the Minecraft is you know, that's a whole other topic, but...
I still think Minecraft is an overall fun game.
No, Minecraft is a fun game, and it's very nostalgic. Yeah. Actually, going back, revolving back into the topic we were talking about earlier, I've seen plenty of kids at my school walking around with, like, anime T-shirts.
Oh my goodness.
And there's this kid who I never expected to really be into anime. He's, like, one of the smartest kids. He was a senior last year, and he was one of, like, the smartest kids in the grade. And I was like, and he looked like one of those, like, popular kids you never expect to watch anime.
Mm-hmm. And he does.
And then, because me and my friend Carol, we sat next to each other in English, right? Mm-hmm. So we were just talking about, I think we were talking about Demon Slayer and stuff like that. We were just talking about anime in general and how I should read the Seven Deadly Sins manga because it was so good. And we were just talking about it, and he overheard, and he's like, "Oh, you're talking about that?" And we're like, "Oh, you watch?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've read Berserk." And I was like, "Wow! Out of all the things you've read Berserk, that's such a like hardcore one."
Yeah, oh my goodness.
He's like, I don't really watch, but Berserk, I've read Berserk. And I was like, whoa. I have not seen Berserk, but like I know that's hardcore.
You literally have to say a prayer at my school before you step out into the world wearing any kind of anime merch. Like, you have to be physically and mentally prepared for the roasts you will receive during the day. Like, you know how hard... Okay, there's some really good fucking best boys out there, and I can't have them as my iPhone wallpaper because I'm gonna get called out for that shit.
Wow.
You know,
I feel like you just haven't found the group, Jenny.
No, I haven't.
I feel like you just haven't found that part of the school that just is into it, because I know several people. Another story. Sophomore year. Okay. This is kind of a funny story because I was in a class, an Avid class, and it was like maybe the very beginning of school week, and we needed, the teacher was placing us into like desks, like groups, so we could sit next to each other. So he's like, all right, just choose the people you want to sit next to. And of course, everyone chose their friends, and like I didn't have any friends in this class. So I was just like, okay, I'll just go and sit next to the people I recognized from the freshman year, which I kind of knew, but like, we were like chill, but I like acquaintances, I guess, like classmates. Mm-hmm. And then this one girl that I kind of knew from freshman year. She was in my math class the previous year. She was sitting next to another girl, and I remember her lanyard had a free
oh my goodness,
chain. It had like a, what is it? It was Haru, I think. It was hard. It had like a little those like keychains. It had a little keychain on her lanyard, and she had a bunch of like.
Was he shirtless?
I think so.
Oh my goodness, this girl has balls.
Yeah, no, and she had like a bunch of anime pins and all around, and I like bonded with her, and I was like, "Is that free? Is that Haru?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I love free and blah," and we just started talking about so much, and I was like, "Wow, I just made a new friend." And we're still friends to this right now. We're still friends, and we still talk about a lot of things when we do get into it. She's like, she's a cosplayer, and she's been to like anime conventions, so she has like all these things.
She's a real one.
She really is.
Bro, and the thing is with sorry.
Then we invited another girl, because another girl looked lonely. One of my friends, Haley, she like invited another girl. She's like, because she looked lonely and she was sitting by herself. She was like, "Hey, come sit with us." And she overheard our topic, and then we eventually found out she's also had like an anime phase in middle school.
You just get lucky. You actually just won the lottery.
So we were talking about it, and apparently she had her like a whole anime phase, and she said she was getting out of it, but thanks to us and us talking about it, we pulled her right back in from her getting out. It was so funny because she talked about how her mom, because at the time I think she was in the Black Butler, and her mom bought her like a body pillow of like Sebastian and CL, and it's like,
oh my god.
She's like, "I'm so sorry if you hear this." And it was like a body pillow, but I think it was like suggestive, and I was like, she's like, "Mom, why would you buy this?" So she has it like hidden in a closet and never uses it. And I was like, how did your mom just see that and think nothing of it?
My parents would never do such a thing. Even now, when I watch anime, my parents will walk in. They'll be like, "What are you watching?" Like, they don't even know what I'm watching.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like, they don't understand the concept of anime. Like, I'll explain them like the story plot. They'll be like, "Oh, that's interesting." But I never, ever, ever watch any anime which I know has, you know, those special scenes where they like to, you know, every once in a while show a bit of cleavage when my parents are home. Because I don't want them to walk in and think that I'm like, I don't know,
out of context scenes.
Like, yeah. Oh my goodness. Speaking of out of context, I don't know if this transitions very well, but with Free, like you said earlier, that's the one anime you don't watch for the plot. The plot is the abs.
Yeah. It honestly is. I didn't understand. At the very beginning, I was like spiritually relating because it was a swim anime and I was like in the swim team at school. So I used that as motivation, but like looking back at it now, and now that I've grown up, I'm just like, yeah, the plot is abs. Ko, how she's always like, yes, the muscles.
That's literally us in the show.
Like now that I've grown up a little bit and I've matured. Yeah. That's all. Plot's very good. Yes, they go to college.
I think with Free, what I find so hilarious is the story just like, Haru, you can't keep swimming for the rest of your life. No, Makoto, I want to keep swimming.
I'm going to keep going. I'm going to find the nearest body of water.
I only swim free stroke, nothing else.
Nothing else. Nuh-uh. In reality, the coach would yell at you and tell you to go try something different.
Yeah. It's the funniest thing ever. But you just watch it for the fan service. Oh my goodness. It doesn't help that Haru literally takes off his shirt every time he sees a puddle of water on the ground. He just fucking sees a water bottle. He's like, all right, guys, time to undress.
This is just reminding me of that one time I invited my friends over, my new made friends, over to my house. And all we did was I pulled out my laptop and we watched Free 50% off while eating tubs of ice cream.
Perfect.
While eating tubs of ice cream. It was great.
That honestly sounds like so much fun. I'm not going to even lie to you.
Yeah. It was really fun. We were like, it was like, it's cringy, but like, when you're with friends, it's fun. It's like, we pulled out the Free, like the out intro, and I had like, since I was in the swim team, I had like cap and goggles, so my friend just put it on and just started dancing around. It's so cringy now that I think about it.
Wait, did you ever do the thing that Rin does in Free? You know what he does with the goggles, where he pulls it all the way back and then lets it go?
I think she tried to do that, but she did like the hair flip and everything. It was fun.
Oh my goodness.
Also, this is like a time we were really into Mystic Messenger too, so we're just like, I just got your messages.
The thing is, I really did want to get into Mystic Messenger, but like, I never got into it hardcore as Alyssa and a few other group of friends in our friend group. I never did.
Mystic Messenger's alright.
Like, I finished Yu-Sung's route, and I finished Zen's route, and Jumin's route halfway, but I never could like get into it. I don't know. I guess Otome phone games are just not my thing. I don't know. Again, I don't know how Mystic Messenger is like. Compared to all the other Otome games which I've played, Mystic Messenger is just, it's like different in the mechanics it goes by, because it's like it goes by real time and it goes by like messages, which I think is why it was so addicting. And it also isn't like, because in other Otome games I've played, which I haven't played fully, but I'm trying to get into them more because, anyways. But, like, with Mystic Messenger, it was different because it just didn't rely on, like, the romance aspect. It relied on, like, other things, too, which, like, for example... You opening the chat room at the correct time, setting your alarm so you can see the chat room.
We don't talk about the strategic timing you had at Mystic
You wake
Messenger.
up, you go to sleep at 9 p.m. and you wake up 3 a.m. just to do your next chat room event.
Bro, I can never do that. I just spent money. I was a cash cow for Chariot.
I can say with full confidence, I never spent a single drop on that
I've spent at least like $50 on like Mystic.
Jesus Christ.
All on hourglasses. Oh my god, where did I get the money? I have no idea. Anyways, back to what I was saying.
Oh no, actually I did spend money in the game, but it wasn't my money. It was like those birthday iTunes cards you get.
Oh my god. That's still money, though.
I guess. So, technically, I spent it, but it wasn't my own.
That was your money. That was money. Yeah. You could have spent it on other things, Jenny.
Okay, what am I going to buy in the App Store, Alyssa? I don't listen to music on iTunes. I use Spotify Premium.
That's still money. That's still money you're using.
Okay, I guess I did spend money on Mystic Messenger, but, like, okay.
Even then, yeah, that's still money. Back to what I was saying. Mystic Messenger is just... It's the game where it didn't solely revolve on romance. It also revolved on character relationships and like just the smaller things you never really thought about, like them telling you to go eat, or just like, you know, it was a meme, but like it's actually like a genuinely nice reminder.
Alyssa, have you eaten today?
Have you eaten today? Have you drinking water today?
Drinking water? Have you taken a shower?
But also,
did you brush your teeth?
Oh my god. Also, no, but I also realized that's also because, you know, it's a Korean main game. It's not a Japanese one. And since I'm trying to study Korean and all that stuff, I noticed that like asking someone if they ate is just like, it's like a normal introduction. It's like saying, how are
real?
you? Yeah, in Korean
we should
culture,
normalize that here. That's such like it's shows so much like sincerity and care. Like, have you eaten today? Like, no, like.
but it's like the same thing as saying, how are you in like American culture, but you really just genuinely don't care how their day went. You just say, you know how that goes? It's like, how are you? And it's like, you know, I've heard from like other people, like, you know, Europeans and stuff, like they like are taken aback, then they expect like long, like they respond genuinely, when in reality it's like the other person doesn't care. Because you know how you say, oh, how are you? You say, good, and then like that's it. That's practically the equivalent in Korean culture. It's just like, oh, have you eaten today?
I think it's just nice to ask.
They
like,
don't really
you know,
care if you've eaten or not.
I think it's just nice to ask overall, like to make sure your friend's like doing okay, right?
I suppose.
Yeah. It's like, it's almost kind of like asking, are you taking care of yourself, essentially? And I think, you know, once in a while you kind of need that reminder of someone to tell you, like, hey, like, take care of yourself, something like that.
Yeah, and then that's why I think Mystic Messenger just like, it took a storm, because it was like it had a good story, and like you learned more the more you played the routes. Like, you unlocked more of the story the more you played, and like they genuinely cared, and like your actions had consequences for like every little thing that you chose. So I think that's why it captivated, and it took like the entire internet by storm, like in 2016 to 2018. That was a ride at the time.
Yeah.
And then it kind of died off, but now, like, because of the webtoon, it's starting to.
There's a webtoon of it now.
Yeah, I have yet to read that, but I want to. But yeah, that's that. And then, but I really, that was Mystic Messenger. Just, it took my heart, and I have like a completionist problem where I'm still planning to play. And I had all this quarantine time, and yet I have not touched it yet. Because I could have like finished Yusung's route, like all 7 routes. Because I have a thing where I want to finish every single person's route. I got every single person's good ending route, and I've finished all of Zen's, all his routes, all 7 routes that you can possibly get, all 7 endings. And I have this problem where I want to finish every single person's all 7 endings, and there's 7 people that you can romance in this game.
So there's 40. Was it 49? 7 times 7 is 49, right?
I think so. 49 endings you can get. So because there's Jaehee, Yusung, Zen, 7, Jumin, V, Seiran or unknown, and then that's 7 people. And then I think there's like also DLCs and stuff, like with Rika and all that stuff.
There's also the seasonal events too.
That's true. That's true.
I did Jumin's winter event. I thought it was wholesome. That was really cute.
I don't really like Jumin. A lot of people love him, but I just no.
My audio stopped recording. I'm depressed. Okay, anyways, as I was saying, men, take notes.
Wait, before continue, how far did it go back with your
34 minutes.
Okay. I'm also at 34 minutes right now, so.
Okay, so we're not too. Anyways, as I was saying, men, if you ever want to ask a girl out, you need to put on a suit. You will guarantee get a yes. And I want to be added on Twitter that your success, that when you asked a girl out and you're wearing a suit, that she said yes. Like, it's quite possibly the hottest thing ever.
It's called the tuxedo effect.
Tuxedo effect. Like, oh my goodness. Even just wearing a tie, like just putting on a nice white shirt with a tie, you know.
Like,
and,
dress
slicking
pants,
back your hair. Yeah. You look phenomenal, men, wearing that.
If you have a trashy attitude, you're gonna lose it all. If you have a trashy attitude, you're gonna lose it all.
Lose it all, yeah. No, but some girls like the trashy attitude. But regardless, don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, but like, you know, but anime men, you gotta compete with anime men, and like, honestly, you're way out of like your league.
Honestly, if you're dating an otaku girlfriend, right? Just leave her fantasies be. Like, she loves you with all her heart as her.
She
boyfriend,
chose you when she had a bunch of anime men. Okay.
Yeah.
So you okay. I mean,
I want to actually roll back to the trashy attitude thing. So the anime, what's it called? The Dark Prince and Wolf.
Oh, I hate that one. Okay, anyways.
The trailer looked really cute. I like the art style, and the trailer looked really cute, and I like the concept because it's like one of those cliches, right? But I can't help when I'm watching the anime just feel as though I'm looking at something I shouldn't be. Like, it's almost this like masochist
sadist complex.
Yeah,
I
just dump him and leave him.
That was literally my entire time when watching. I watched like it full on through like the entire season.
Oh my
and
God.
that my entire time was at the very end. His like walls, quote unquote walls break, and he suddenly starts being nice. But like throughout the entire anime, he's just so trashy, and I'm like, girl, just dump him, just leave him. He's not worth it. God damn, this is so toxic.
Okay. When he gave her that necklace and said he couldn't actually buy her a collar, I still felt weird. I'm just like, ew.
Yeah, and it's like taking those photos during like the Christmas thing. It's like, oh yeah, I'll do it, and then after that, like leaving and not caring, or like pretending that was just nothing. I was just like, I hate this.
I think it was such a cool concept. Like, it was like the cliche love story, like, you know, and it was a really cool concept of like having a fake boyfriend because he told a lie, right? But they just went about it in such like a weird pervertic manner almost.
I don't like it.
Not even like pervy, but just like it's just unsettling to watch.
It's just toxic. That's all I get to say. Yes. It's just toxic.
Okay,
the entire like,
oh my
crap. It was like romanticizing like the guy treating you like trash. And
the
like having her
only character that's good in her in the entire show was her friend, the one with brown hair, with short brown hair, I think it was.
She found a better man's, and yet he treated her with respect utmost, and yet she left him.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I was so upset. I was beyond. Oh my goodness, like they were like toying around with this concept, like I don't feel anything towards you, bitch. You didn't have to dump him like that, though.
Oh my God, he deserved better. He really did.
He deserves so much better. Oh my goodness.
Like, I'll take you. Don't worry.
Yeah. Easy.
Easy.
We'll treat you right.
We'll treat you right. She's going after the toxic man, you know?
Yeah, honestly. She's like one of those problematic girls who you tell, like, what not to do, but she does it anyway.
Oh my God.
She's that one person in the horror movie who you're just like, don't open that door. Don't open that fucking door. He's right there. And then she opens the door and it gets fucking
we love cliches. We love stereotypes, tropes. But, God.
Rom-coms can be really hit or miss these days, I've been noticing. Like,
yeah, I've been trying to watch the more older ones. Like, there's...
And yeah, those are way better than the ones now. Like, I don't know if this counts as a rom-com, but they have elements of romance in it. It's called The Misfits of Demon King Academy.
Isn't that the one? Hold up.
It's the one with the really overpowered MC.
Is that the one that is just like coming out right now? Like it's
yeah. It's like on episode 5 right now.
Oh, is it? I haven't seen it.
And it's I don't recommend it personally. Okay, first of all, the animation feels so stiff. Like, I know I talked about this last night, but just the animation feels so, like, just pictures moving. And that's exactly what animation is, but you don't want it to be described that way. You want it to be, like, fluid and such, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm not a huge fan of the character design for the girls. Like, what the fuck are those weird-ass pins in her hair? Like... I don't know, but that's with the anime. I don't know. Anyways, the love interests are just so cliche, and it just, I don't know. I don't know. But for rom-coms, I've been trying to get into and actually finishing is Maid-sama and Special A, because I really enjoyed the first couple episodes of that, but I just haven't had the chance to finish those.
Ooh, Maid-sama. Love Maid-sama, the OG hot boy of the year, anime hot boy, Usui Takumi.
Usui, my man.
Oh, I love him.
He's like top tier.
He's really top tier, and that
he's
outro,
not best boy. He's best man. He's best man.
That outro though, the outro.
The outro.
We're like, what do we have this year? What is this purpose? It's like, you're just gonna show me this and not have a second season? Oh my god. Okay. I love. Okay.
We have a friend in our group who is very talented at finding really good romance animes, but the curse is there's only one season of it.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of one season animes, and I talked about this in the beginning, was Carnival. Carnival was actually the first anime I actually ever completed. And I'm going to talk about this because no one knows about it, and I want people to get into it so the author can finish the series. Because the manga, as of right now, is on hold because no one's reading it.
That's so sad.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's such a good story, too. So I'm just going to give you, like, a rough synopsis for Alyssa and anyone else is watching or listening. Carnival is essentially... Actually, let me read up the synopsis. I don't want... Because it's a... Hang on. Carnival synopsis.
Just know... Well, we're in the topic of, like, one-season animes. I'm thinking... There's some animes I not refuse to watch, but I'm, like, holding off purposely just because I know it's good. And, like, I know I'm gonna like it, but I'm gonna feel the agony after. Like No Game, No Life. I know everyone's complaining there's no second season, which is one of the reasons why I have pulled off watching that so much, because I know I'm going to feel the exact same way as soon as I'm done watching. So I'm just like, yeah, we're not gonna watch this anytime soon.
That's exactly how I feel. But anyways, with Carnival is essentially the story of two main characters, but it follows around this character named Nai, and Nai is looking for this person who's like the owner of this bracelet, and along the way he meets this guy named Gareki who says, you know what, I'll help you out in exchange. I'll help you find the person, the owner of the bracelet, in exchange for that bracelet. And essentially the two of them go on these like crazy adventures. They find this secret organization called Carnival. Or no, not Carnival, excuse me, Circus. And they fight these bad guys. And it's so cool to me. And it's just like, it's magical, but like not magical. I'm so upset it doesn't have second season or a larger following.
I think I remember we got into a rabbit thing one time and you were like, we were watching that. Carnival. It was like,
did we ever
I think it was back in middle school and you're like, you have to watch this, Alyssa. Gotta. And then we watched it. And it was like the boy with the white-haired boy with the ears, right?
Yeah, that's Nai.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen a few episodes then, and then I got lost interest, I think.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I'll check it out again.
The manga gets so good. But it's on hold because no one's reading it. Oh my goodness.
It's so sad.
So, one season Andes.
I don't know.
I feel like when I'm watching anime and I know it's gonna be a really good show, and there's one season, or even when I finish watching an anime, right? I feel like when I'm watching an anime, like a portal or like a door has opened for me to see this different world, essentially, like this different story. And for a short period of time, I can look through this portal into this amazing story and whatnot. But after I finish watching the series, the portal just closes, and all of a sudden, my attachment for that series slowly digresses because I know the full story. And also, I'm not one of those people who actually is able to rewatch anime. Like, the only anime I've ever done that for was Haikyuu, whenever I just needed that boost of energy, you know? But that's how I feel. Like, a portal closes, I'm not allowed to look at that story
You lost the key as soon as you're done watching. The key's been thrown away.
Essentially, yeah.
For me, when it comes to rewatching anime, I feel like I really have to be in a mood or in like a nostalgic mood to watch an anime, because I'm like the type of person who just wants to watch it once. Like in middle school, I rewatched. I somehow rewatched Fairy Tail, almost all of Fairy Tail. I don't know how I did that, but like never again. Why was it Fairy Tail? But like, anyways, besides that, I don't really go back and rewatch anime.
Yeah, I don't see the appeal personally. Like, there's the surprise element is gone. You're just kind of there for the characters,
just for nostalgia purposes. Like or like just to refresh, because like right now for me, I want to rewatch Maid's Sama just because I want to remember the whole story, and then I want to pick up the manga so I can read that. And I guess I could go with a few more animes like that, because that's like the only reason why I'd want to. It's just to remember everything so I could pick up the manga and just like binge read that.
I just came to me that there's one anime that I know every single person who's in an anime community, and in the rom-com community especially, has definitely watched, and there's only one season of it.
Oh?
Wanna guess? Ouran High School Host Club!
Oh my god!
How does that have only one season?
Oh my god, everyone knows this one. Everyone started off with Ouran High School Host Club.
Everyone knows the show, but there's only one, and the manga goes past like the ending of season 1.
Oh my god, Ouran High School Host Club.
It's such a good show.
I love Ouran High School Host Club.
Such a good show.
That's a show I could rewatch. That's a show I could.
That's definitely a show I could it's so like touching of how like comedic it is, and just oh my goodness.
Like I know we're touching on more of like the normie animes, but like it's fine. Let us live.
Yeah. Let us be. Leave us alone. But dang, Ouran High School Host is quite possibly one of those iconic animes, but it has only one season. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you right now, Alyssa, if they made a second season now with the animation technology today, that would be fucking amazing. It would be
so good. Good. What's also a really good, like, 2 shows that I'm looking at right now that I just remembered that are really good and only have 1 season is The Devil's a Part-Timer and Yona of the Dawn.
Oh my, Yona!
That one, Hawk.
Okay, actually, oh my goodness. Hawk is like a bottle of wine, and that's like exquisite taste. Hawk is exquisite taste. Yes. Oh my goodness.
He's just
he is so handsome.
I love Hawk.
And beautiful. Oh my goodness. Yona, you're such a lucky girl. Oh my
Hawk
goodness.
is like everything ever. Just
oh my goodness. He is like quite possibly every single girl's crush. Like the moment you meet eyes with him, you like
the amount of power he holds. The amount of power he holds.
Oh my goodness. Hawk is just bro.
You just love Hawk.
Hawk is so amazing. They only have 1 season. And the manga's still going. It's not over.
Yeah, that's also I want to rewatch Yona of the Dawn just so I can pick up on the manga because I'm watching for Hawk.
Oh my goodness! You just watch. I think Hawk is just so incredibly powerful. The fact that he only has like
the power he holds.
Like oh my goodness.
And then I don't know. Have you seen?
I've never watched Devil's a Part-Timer.
Have you not seen it?
I don't. No, I have not. It's been Netflix though, so I could.
You should watch it. It's a funny anime. It's like a reverse isekai type of series. It's like it's basically a reverse isekai where it's like instead of like the normal guy goes into this fantasy world, it's basically this fantasy guy going into the normal modern day world. And it's funny. It's a funny show, and it's so sad that it only has 1 season.
Dang, I don't want to watch it now because it only has 1 season.
Did I just put it into
that?
Did I just put it into that? What is it? What is it called? Like that
1 season Andy category?
Yeah, or just like that I don't know how to phrase it. Like the blacklist, like it just got blacklisted.
Yeah, you can't watch those animes because you're gonna want more, but you're not gonna get any more. Oh my goodness!
Like that's just a turn.
If I could write a formal email to any animation studios, I'd be like, please spare us and give us a second season. Oh my goodness!
The thing is though, is that if it doesn't have a big Japanese audience, it's not gonna. Even if it's like has a huge Western audience, it's not gonna get a second. Like that's how it happened with Maid-sama. Maid-sama has a huge Western audience, but not really a big Japanese audience. So it's just like they didn't really see the wanting.
Yo, Japan, please.
Another one, please.
Oh my god, that's such a shame because it goes into this cycle almost where it's just like there's 1 season, you really enjoy it, you want others to enjoy it, but they don't want to watch it because there's only 1 season, and then the more of those people there are, the company's just like, oh, people don't like watching it, so we won't make this anymore. And then it just falls into this cycle. Oh my goodness.
You know, since I didn't get to talk about this earlier, and now I'm going to, the one I've been crying about so much.
Oh my goodness, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. It's a profile picture right now.
Yeah, it's my profile picture on Discord right now. I just recently watched, I just like maybe like an hour ago, I just finished this. I watched Made in Abyss. Oh, I'm gonna cry. It's so good. It's so good. It's like, okay. It's like, you know, the wanting to know more about the world of the Promised Neverland? But just amp that by like 10 times more.
Ooh.
Like, it has that similar aspect where it's just like you're given enough information, but it keeps you wanting more. And there are just some scenes, like, you know, I'll just say it's not like it looks cute, but it gets very dark at certain points of the anime, and like certain things it just fits in so well. Like with the Promised Neverland.
Wow, she's talking about this so passionately.
It's like, so good, and then the OST is so good. Like, I'll be feeling things.
Dang, you're like me when I okay. So
like I've never felt so like it's been a while. Like, when I watch anime and I finish a season, I'm just like, all right, time to move on. But like, you know what's a good show when you're done watching it, and then you just don't know what to do with yourself after. You're just kind of lying there staring at bed.
Oh, that's the best feeling.
No, it's like, the worst and best feeling ever.
No. It's like the worst and best feeling. Like, that's what I meant to say. It's like you're just so thoroughly like satisfied with how the anime finished that you're just like, you can't help but like just sit in silence.
Well, the thing is though, it's not finished. It's like, it's still like, I think it's getting a second season.
Oh shit! For real?
So it's like it's still continuing. I hope it's getting a second season. It was made in 2017, but yeah, it's just it's a good first season. It's a strong first season, and it's very good.
I'll have to definitely check it out then.
Yeah.
The thing is with anime though, I haven't really been in the mood to watch it. Like, there's so many series that I've been meaning to watch, but so many choices. You just kind of get overwhelmed. I have not been in an anime mood. I don't know why. I don't know how to describe it. It's just like the feeling of you want something, but you guess you don't really want. It's kind of like when you make yourself food, but then you take a bite and then you realize, dang, I actually didn't really want to eat, but then now I feel bad for not eating, so this plate of food is just staring at me, making me
like
feel
you're when you're eating food and you're like already full.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I just kind of find it funny whenever you're not in the mood to watch anime. I am, and
you're in the mood to watch anime, and then when I'm in the mood to watch anime, you're not in the mood to. I think it depends around the school season. I think that's
just around school time. School time.
You know what I think is really funny? I think I watch more anime during the actual school year than during the time where like summer.
Honestly, I think it's just that like psychological aspect where it's like I gotta watch. It's like you want to distract yourself from school, so you watch something else and purposely procrastinate. Versus when you have all the time in the world and you know you can watch it, but you need something to put off until the very end.
I kind of use anime as like a reward system. So like I'll like finish work for this one class and then I'll reward myself with an episode of anime because it's because it'll be like about like a 20-minute break, right? So it's essentially like an hour to 20-minute ratio. Like, so working for 1 hour, take a 20-minute break. So the process repeats about like 3 times, and then I'm done with my work.
Bro, I can never do that. As soon as I start watching a show, I just have to binge.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this is not anime related, but I found this like hilarious like life hacks of people who like can't get motivation to study, and it was so dumb what they did. They went on their textbook. Their crusty ass textbook where you don't know where it's from, you don't know how many kids have touched it, right? You don't know how many germs on there, and they put chocolates on the textbook of like where like a paragraph finishes. So every time you finish reading a paragraph, you reward yourself with a piece of chocolate.
Wouldn't the textbook get dirty? Like the chocolate?
Yeah.
I don't think I want textbook chocolate.
No, that's disgusting. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I know it's not anime related, but I just found that so mind-boggling to me. It's like you're baiting yourself into finishing the homework. I guess it works, but like it's just
you could
so
put the chocolate
dumb.
anywhere else, but on the textbook.
But they also not even use just chocolate. They use like potato chips, so like Doritos, and they'd be like Dorito dust all over the pages. And that's fucking gross.
Ew. Especially a used textbook that other people have touched. That's just gross. That is very gross.
Disgusting. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I just watch a lot more anime during the school year. I don't know why. You would think it'd be the other way around when I'm all the time in the whole wide world.
Honestly.
It's so
For
weird.
me, recently, what I've been finding myself doing a lot, which I think you've heard me talk about this, is I've been reading a shitload of manhwa. It's not even funny. Okay, so you know how there's the difference between isekai anime stuff where it's like the tropes with the guy, like the otaku guy dying and then he gets into this fantasy world, right?
Wait, are you gonna talk about the Otome thing where just like they get isekai into an Otome game and they actually become the villain? I love that trope so much.
Something similar. Not necessarily Otome games, but it's more okay. The main protagonist, instead of because it's appealing to girls, the main protagonist is a girl, and she dies and gets reincarnated into a novel she's reading, with like, and usually these novels are always like medieval like they're medieval aspects. Mm-hmm. So like it's like fantasy aspect where they get reincarnated, but instead of being like the commoner or like being with the people on the streets in the towns, they're reincarnated as like nobility. So she's like wearing these fancy dresses with these like top tier noblemen and stuff like that.
I love that trope so much.
And like goodness. A lot of these tropes have the main protag be reincarnated as the antag of the novel, and then have her somehow get the attention of the male lead from that novel.
Yeah, and then basically she's just trying to avoid her doom.
Yeah, and then she's basically just trying to avoid getting like it's like that trope where she's like, oh, I'm the antag. I'm just gonna try and live my peaceful life and try and stay out of trouble.
But you've been telling
and then
me
she
about
just
this
gets
one anime or this one manga where the girl is trying to embrace her antagonist ending, if you will. Right?
There are different takes on it, which there's a few that are different. Which that one's actually called Beware of the Villainess. And oh my god, her name's Melissa and I love her. She basically, that entire manhwa is basically about, she's like, she dies, gets reincarnated into a novel. And basically what she knows is that all the male leads, and like in the novel they made them seem like they're these perfect men, right? But in reality, in this novel, they're actually like the trashiest guys you ever know. They're like trashy times 10. They're like super bad. They're just like, ooh, that's like nuh-uh. These guys aren't appealing at all. Like one of the male leads is like he's basically a fat cheater. And then another one's just like one of them's like a yandere guy, and like that's kind of creepy in its own. And then another guy is like, there's two decent guys, but anyways, she's basically plays the role of the villain, and she like embraces that. And so she doesn't really gather the attention of the male leads. Rather, she makes her own harem.
Oh my god.
She like has
the power move.
She has like her own like bisexual harem where she get like the original female lead is part of that, and like another guy, and he was my profile picture for a good while because he's so precious. Like she made her own like love interest, and it's so great. And that was one of my favorite ones. Another one that's one of my favorite, they're all like similar concepts. Another one that is my favorite, which would have to be called I'm Standing the Prince, and it's so dumb what it's called. I'm Standing the Prince, and it's basically this girl who just this one's actually not an isekai technically because she was born in that world, but anyway, she basically wrote a fanfic about one of the about the second prince, and no one really liked the second prince, but because she wrote him in like such a flowery, idolized him in the book, everyone started loving him and expecting him to be like how it was written in the book. And basically the guy's twin sister takes advantage of that and says, hey, if this puts up his reputation as this like lovely romanticizer, like cold romantic, like, you know, this cold on the outside but like soft in the inside, it'll help. So he like basically looks for her, the author, and then basically lives in the like, you know, castle, and then like, you know, romance blooms from there and all that fun stuff. I've read so many.
I really love that. I love that trope so much. I should probably get into reading manhwas then.
I have a whole list for you, Jenny. You know, once you fall in this hole, it's so hard to get out of. It's just, I've read so many.
I don't think I ever want to leave once I get into it.
Yeah, it's like, it's so, some of them are so dumb, but you keep reading anyways. You're just like, okay, I've seen these tropes.
Is it like a comic, or is it like, we're actually like a
they're webtoons.
Novel?
They're basically in the format of webtoons. And that's why they're so addicting,
okay.
is because they're so easy to read. Like, I'm like, I would read more manga, but manga is just like, since it's black and white, and then it's like page format, like, because it's meant to be a book, it's harder to read, and because like it's black and white, and like it's just hard and general. Like for me, I think manga's just harder to read because it's the right left format, it's pages, and sometimes like since it's in black and white, the page like the panels like form into each other, like they forge into each other, so it's just very hard to read. But like I'll read manga if I have to. For anime, usually I read manga after I watch anime. But for manhwa, it's just so easy to read because it's like it's user friendly, it's mobile friendly. So, and it's like I'm like promoting mana, I'm promoting webtoons.
Dang.
And
I guess I should really get into it then.
Yeah, and it's like, because it's in color, it's very easy to read because all you have to do is just scroll down. It's like it's just very convenient if you ask me, and it's just really easy to binge read, which is why out of like all the shonen shows I really want to read, like I've read My Hero Academia and like Demon Slayer, the manga and stuff like that, but one thing that I really like have started from the very beginning till now that like I haven't even watched the anime for, which is Tower of God, because it's a manhwa. It's a manhwa, originally Korean made.
Yeah. And
I've only seen like 2 episodes of the anime, but that was after I read the first season on Webtoon.
Right. Recommend or no?
You have to. Tower of God is just one of those shows you have to get over first season to get to the good stuff.
It's one of those.
Yeah. So but the thing is that you need to know that context to get forward into the rest of the show. If you don't know that context, you're going to be confused. So it's like, it's something you just got to put up with. So, I mean, personally for me, I would read it and then watch the anime because I heard that the anime cuts off a lot of things, like a lot of interactions and stuff. But if you want to just rewatch the anime and just get the gist of things and just get it over with, I mean, you can do that too. But I just wanted to experience it reading it. So Tower of God, it's getting pretty good now that I'm reading it. I kind of put a halt to it, but I should start because like every time I read it, I like went the entire day, no breaks. I stayed up until 5 a.m. like 3 nights just reading Tower of God, which is why I needed.
Oh my goodness!
Which is why I need.
Why does that sound so nice? Staying up till 5 a.m. reading a really.
It sounds nice really until you're there, and then you're like, oh, the sun's up. Hello. How you do, and then you're like not tired, and it takes like an hour to fall asleep, and then you wake up like at 3 p.m. That's a whole different thing in itself. But I did that. Like Tower of God is one of those things where I need to just like shut down everything now and only focus on reading this because otherwise I won't be able to like do anything else. So I'd like put a halt in Tower of God, but once I get back into the like I guess more action shonen mood, then I'll start reading it again. But I left on a pretty big arc, I think.
You know what we should do? You should recommend me a bunch of webtoons and manhwas to read, and then we should do a whole podcast episode about like my experience with them because I'm not really that into webtoons. Like, I mean, it's not like a bad thing for me. I just haven't found the right ones to read, right? So I think that'd be a pretty interesting podcast episode, and we can invite some other people.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny you were capping on me for like not watching as many anime as you have, but yeah, I've like explored an entire other medium in itself.
It's true. That's true.
Like instead of watching anime, I went and delved into other things.
Dang. Oh wait, shit, we've been talking for an hour.
Oh really?
An hour and 5 minutes.
Should we go on longer or should we just like end it now? And okay, let's just like one more topic to talk about and then we should end.
Sure. Anything else you want to leave off with?
Let me think. Now they're like put on the spot. I can't really think. Isekai stuff. That's a whole genre. Oh wait, Otome games. Not Otome games. You know, let's go with a little more normie type of thing, which is Haikyuu, because that's been exploding. Haikyuu and Hunter x Hunter. Oh, those are the two animes that I've recently noticed are like have been exploding, and like it's like those like little gems at the actually Haikyuu I barely started because I was purposely like putting that off to just to tease you.
Wait, actually?
No, not actually. That was one of the reasons, but not actually.
I'm kidding. Okay. Anyways, for those of you who don't know, I am a huge Haikyuu fan.
Before you cap on her and joining like the trend of Haikyuu right now, she's been into Haikyuu before it was even like popular or huge.
I watched Haikyuu. I think it was.
Was it like
when did Haikyuu come out? Was it 2016? When did Haikyuu come out? No, 2014. So, when's 2014? I think it was. That's
6th, 7th grade.
Sixth grade. 6th, 7th grade. So I got into Haikyuu. I think around this. I would say like the summer before my freshman year of high school. So 2 years after. I don't know if this is the date for when the manga came out or when the anime came out. But I got into Haikyuu about my summer to freshman year of high school.
So that's like 2017.
About 2017. So I was here longer than majority of you people.
That privilege.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess. I don't know.
It's just one of those things to annoy people with.
The way I got into it was because there weren't actually a lot of Twitter posts about it, but Domix made an animation video about his experience at an anime convention. It was like Haikyuu Shenanigans. I think that's what the video was called.
Really?
It's his experience with, I don't know. Should I give away what the story was called? It would basically be no, I won't give away because you guys should go watch the video. Even though it's a much larger channel than me, I don't want to spoil. Anyways, he like talks about like his experience at anime convention. There's like a Haikyuu incident that happens within the Haikyuu area of the convention. And I'm just like, you know, I like sports. I like anime. You know, I'm going to just try it out. And then here we are.
I remember when I was into Free, you're like, oh, you know another sports anime you should watch, Alyssa? You should watch Haikyuu. And I was like, because I know I was really into Free at the time, so I didn't want to try anything new at the time. So I remember we watched like maybe the first 2 episodes, and I couldn't get into it. And I think Jenny could tell because I wasn't I was like, oh, okay.
I have this special connection with people where I can like read their mind, think this is fucking boring. No.
At the time. And so I kind of like put it off because I was like, oh, I'll watch it on my own time later.
No, I will say though, when I first got into Haikyuu, I did have like a bit of an on and off thing when watching it because of how I think the first season, in my opinion, is a bit slow paced, but I think that's what makes the story so good at the end of the day because it's not rushed. It goes into like the lanes. Although I will say the first season actually cuts out a few like cute interactions from the manga, I was told, and I also read. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, I just remember you talking about back in like 2018, and I was like, "Oh, watch it on my own time," and then recently,
here we are, 2020.
Like I kind of wish I did watch it because now I don't know, maybe it's just.
She doesn't understand the hype. She doesn't get it. The fact that Oikawa is on the Argentina,
adopted by the actual
like,
real life Argentinian team. No, it's one of those things where I wish I kind of wished I watched before the hype happened because, you know, I mean, I guess it's technically, it's kind of like a shitty attitude to have. I don't know why. I should not have it.
No, it makes you feel special.
It feels special when you're like, I watched this before. It's like, it's such a bad attitude, but sometimes you just gotta live it sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, no, I started watching it when the hype was at its peak and like when the manga ended, which is kind of funny in itself. Like I watched it as soon as the manga ended. Like I was like, all right, time to watch Haikyuu. I purposely kind of did that just to tease Jenny. Just be like, oh, I'm gonna watch it as soon as the manga ends. And yeah, no, Haikyuu's really good. Although I do think fangirls really take away. Like I feel like fangirls just have a habit of like
taking it too far.
No, it's just like because it's not it's like when the shipping goes overboard. It's like I'm a
Really?
person who really doesn't like to
dabble in ships.
I mean, like, ships are nice, but I don't like to invest myself too much into ships because I'm...
You know, my Twitter account, I follow a lot of Haikyuu Twitter accounts, but I've seen, like, ship art and stuff like that, but I've never gotten into the part of the fandom where it's just, like, it's so ship-oriented.
That's what I don't... Like, of course, like, you can like an anime without getting into the fandom. Like, don't judge an anime by its fandom because, like, you're just gonna ruin it for yourself, but... like I can tolerate ships and like people can ship whatever the heck they want. It's just for me personally, I don't really want to ship any of the characters just because I'm more invested with I'm invested with their personal growth, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like reflect myself in it. It's like I don't want to be like if I were in their shoes, I'd want to like try and get it to the top or just I'm more invested in their personal story or growth. And if there happens to be like canon romance in the show, then I'll go for it. But like other than that, I feel the same way with like My Hero. That's also a huge ship oriented show, and like everyone ships everything, and it's like you can ship. I'm not gonna judge, but I'm more invested in their personal growth as a whole.
So as of right now, we're recording this August 11th, so it's been a couple of weeks since the manga of Haikyuu has officially ended. And I just want to say, for those of you who are considering getting into Haikyuu, I highly recommend it. I'm not saying this not only as a fan, but I think in Haikyuu, I think it just teaches overall good life lessons, I think.
It does. It helps you, learn failure and stuff.
Yeah, I think what I really like in this anime, there's so many characters in this show that all have a different relationship with the sport, and you get to see every single perspective and to know like there's not only one path towards success or what your version of success looks like. Like, spoiler alert, you can put if you don't want to listen for the next 5 seconds, but some of the Haikyuu characters were incredibly talented at the sport, didn't end up pursuing it pro, like in the league. They went to go pursue their own other happiness and dreams, and that was success for them.
And it also just shows that like it's realistic to real life, because not everyone and someone could be like a genius at the sport, but if they're not like happy with it, they don't have to pursue it. And I've seen real life instances of that, like in real life too, where like everyone has their own, like, because my brother was in sports, and like I would hear a bunch of stories from like other teams and stuff like that.
Right.
And I would always hear how like, oh, this person went to like a because it was wrestling instead of volleyball. Mm-hmm. And like this person is really good. He went to not nationals, but like, you know, CIF and all that stuff. And he went to a school and he's like being like scouted and stuff. And then there's another one who's just like, oh yeah, he was really good and he has so much potential, but he just didn't want to go that way.
Yeah. I think that's what I really appreciate about Haikyuu, that I just feel like there's so many different perspectives on one thing that puts the anime together at volleyball, which I think is really refreshing, because when you're watching most sports animes, it's usually just about like, guys, we gotta go to nationals! While that is, I guess, the goal, in the first 2 seasons, in some of the characters' point of view, that's not their overall goal. Some of them want to go beyond nationals. Some of them just want to make this a time where they get to play volleyball, have fun with their friends.
Yeah. It's like some it's just a high school thing, which personally I can relate to those characters. This is just a high school thing. Like, I'll, you know, if we're gonna go this far, cool, but I'm not gonna pursue anything else besides just high school.
Another thing I also really appreciate, especially like in terms of animation, is the ugly crying. Like, it's, people think this is unrealistic, but like, I think what makes it so beautiful is like when you see a character working so hard and they experience failure and you see like the true emotion on their face. Most animes won't do that. They'll just show like the really cute crying thing, you know, like the little cute tears that roll down. But it's ugly fucking sobbing, because
but like the snot and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like that's realistic.
It's gross.
It's gross, but it's real.
I think there's just small little details overall in the show and a lot of life lessons. Like, I think one of my favorite quotes from the show, or I think I have 2 actually. There's one by Oikawa. He says, "Talent is something you bloom, instinct is something you polish." I really like that quote. I thought that was really solid. And there was another one. I don't know if I know how to word it properly, but it was, since humans don't have wings. Since humans don't have wings to fly, we look for other ways to fly.
I think I've heard that one.
Really, yeah, I think those are probably my two favorite quotes and such.
I mean, right, I haven't finished completely season 2. I'm like on episode 11 there. But like, I kind of put a stop to it, not because I didn't like it, but every time I watched it, I got so sad because every time I watched it,
that's what's so amazing.
I watched it because not because of the show, but it made me sad because I wish I could have done more during high school. Because like right now, this is for another episode, but I'll briefly touch on it. Me and Jenny in our last year of high school, right? We're seniors.
We're seniors. We're the class of 2021.
Yeah, basically the third years of Haikyuu. But the thing is, though, our entire, because of everything going on, our entire school year just got wrecked. And there's still so many things I wanted to do this year. I still wanted to do, because I was in sports myself, and I wanted to do several sports. I wanted to do water polo, because I did water polo last year, but due to reasons I had to stop doing it, and I wanted to do it again this year. And then I wanted to finish my swim season year, because I've been in swim since freshman year, and I wanted to do it all 4 years, but like because of everything going on, it got just cut short. And it makes me feel so bad when I watch it, because I'm like, at least these guys get to finish all their 3 years, but I can't do that. I can't finish. I can't experience the joys of like winning a game or losing or having with my teammates, because because especially last year, my junior year, when I was in swim, I was just in swim just to be in a sport and just be there, but I never really made friends there while playing. So I was just kind of there coexisting. I was just in swim because I enjoyed swimming and just the sport, but not really I didn't really get the social enjoyment out of it. But this last year, I really did get like made friends and really enjoyed the social and like the friends along with the sport and like cheering everyone on. I really got that because some of my friends decided to join swim, and it was so fun, and it got cut short. And so, like, that was the first time I ever experienced being so happy in a sport before I used to hate going to the swim meets and all.
Practices, you dread going
to
practices.
But
this is your last year, you really just want to finish strong, right? And experience those last few memories of stepping onto the court, jumping into the pool, whatever. But you won't get
And then also, Haikyuu really wanted me to play volleyball. I wanted to try it.
I'm
like, I'm going to join volleyball.
Yuri on ice? I want to become a figure skater. Free? I want to become a pro swimmer. Haikyuu? I want to go pro
Okay,
volleyball.
by the way, Free, I did not become a swimmer just because of Free. I have my own other story because of that's like goes beyond that. But anyways, Haikyuu, I wanted to be a volleyball player.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, I think we should end the podcast for today because we're at 1 hour and 18 minutes.
Ooh, yeah,
so
you're right.
I don't want to make this too long, but I think definitely for next time we could definitely talk about our overall feelings as seniors.
Yeah, class of 2021.
And you know what we should do? We should do one podcast in the beginning of the year, our feelings towards senior year, and one towards the end, and see how we feel if anything's different. We can compare.
Okay. Well, that's a good topic for next episode. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Awkward Girls Face Reality. We may have. What is it? We might have guests in the future or friends joining in the things that they want. But otherwise, it's just me and Jenny who are the main hosts, I guess, of this entire show. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope people want to listen to us. I hope you guys find us entertaining.
Even if people don't listen, I genuinely
this is really
enjoy
fun.
these conversations.